Well, good morning and hope everyone's having a happy Friday. It's very close to a good afternoon. Bill, the drone reviewer here, and got an impromptu live stream. But I thought I'd like to spend a few moments and give 7 reasons why you should buy the Hubsan Zino Mini Pro. I know there's been a lot of talk, and this has been the year of the Mini. I know Marcus Crawford's covered it real well. Ron's covered it pretty well. A lot of guys have. Just thought I'd like to throw in my 2 cents worth and give you 7 reasons why you should buy the Hubsan Zino Mini Pro. So we're just going to go ahead and dive into this. Hope everybody's having a great Friday here. Sorry for not getting notice out in advance about this. But the first thing I'd like to go over is Hubsan recently announced their version of DJI Care Refresh, and they call it Hubsan Care. And I want to spend just a couple of minutes and go over Hubsan Care and what it is. And I will drop a link, and I think there is already in the description for the video regarding Hubsan Care and how you purchase it. So I'm going to give you guys a brief overview here. So let me go ahead and get this up on the screen. We're going to go ahead and share it. Okay. Hubsan Care provides the insurance chance. Now remember, a lot of times this is, folks over in China are writing this, so their English isn't 100% grammatically correct. But let's go with this here. Hubsan Care provides the insurance chance of the drone lost once a year in the face of most accident, like water damage, collision, drone missing during flight, and other unexpected situations. Okay, let's go to the next slide here. You need only to pay the relevant replacement cost and can replace damaged or missing products with brand new products. Products that meet any of the following conditions can be purchased with Hubsan Care. The product is brand new and not activated. 2, the product activation time is within 48 hours here. Okay. Now, again, Hubsan Cray, C-R-A-E, refresh, a year edition, Zino Mini Pro. It costs $59 to get the Hubsan Care. All right. Now, in order to replace the current product replacement cost, including logistics freight, is $249. Just to kind of let you know that. Now, for details on how to sign up and everything here, what I'm going to do is refer to that video that Hubsan has called Hubsan Care, and I have a link for it in the description. Now, I know we talked about this, and I got to thank Marcus for bringing this point up, and it's a very relative point here. Hubsan's timing was about as perfect as you can get on this. And what do I mean by perfect timing? Well, everybody was talking about the Zino X8 Mini, all right? The Zino X8 Mini, the Zino X8 Mini. Well, guess what, okay? Who's talking about the Zino X8 Mini now? Not as many people are talking about that as they are about the Hubsan Zino Mini Pro. It's garnered a lot of attention, and with good reason, and we'll get into that here in a minute. But their timing is great because summer is fast approaching, and we'll talk about potential release here in a moment. With the timing, you can't beat it for what Hubsan is offering here on this. Okay. It's a chance you'll have the whole summer basically to use this drone, especially for those in the North America area where winter sets in. We're fortunate here in Florida. We don't have as rough winters as they do up north, but we do get them. So that's one that's the second one. Now, the specs on this are unquestionably the best out of any mini drone. And let's go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and go over this here because I thought, it would be worth it once again. We'll go over the cost. Well, you know what? We're going to go over the cost here in a moment. But I thought I'd like to go over, some of the highlights so you guys can be 100% familiar with this, okay? Now, it's 249 grams. We're going to talk about that in a minute. 3-direction obstacle avoidance. Up to 40 minutes of flight time, 10 kilometers remote control distance, 3-axis gimbal with 4K 30 video, 1 over 1.3 inch CMOS sensor, f/185 super large aperture, Hubsan Sinclair's 3.0 1080p 30 frames per second, 20 mpbs, 10 kilometers. Okay, up to 6x hybrid zoom, optical flow night light, AI tracking mode, enhanced HDR photos, built-in intelligent flight battery. Okay, what's in the box? It lists everything that's in the box. Technical specifications, it lists the color, the size, the weight. And one of the things that, 40 minutes of flight, which is incredible here. Now, one of the things that Brown pointed out was, the storage is internal. There's no SD card to buy for this, which is unusual. And that's another thing that sets this apart, because everybody's expecting DJI to up the internal storage, and they haven't. It's been 8 gigabytes. They haven't changed that. But Hubsan, they've taken the bull by the horns, and they've went ahead and they've done that. And I think that's a tremendous thing. I really got to give them a lot of credit for that. Okay. Obviously no reviews and ratings here. Okay. So, I think that's, one thing that's pretty incredible. And I think one of the other things here too is you need to mention this. Okay. 249 grams, lightweight and foldable design. Now, here in the United States, being that it's only 249 grams, it doesn't garner as much special attention as it does, say, in Canada, say over in Europe, Australia, other countries, because in a lot of other countries, when you're under 249 grams, it exempts you from a lot of things, from having to get a special license or purchase a special registration or so forth, whatever their aviation authority is deeming that needs to be done. And I think that's fantastic. I think that's a great thing. And for all now remember, for all the features that are here with the Hubsan Zino Mini Pro, for this price point that we're going to get, it's packing a lot in here. And I really think this is something that you need to pay attention to here. Now, one of the other things that, and while we're at it, we're going to go on to price here. Now, it's $459, and you have several options here. And let's go over the options, because I'm not sure a lot of people are familiar with them here. Okay. Now, the base is 64 gigabytes. Okay. That's internal storage. All right. You get 1 battery, and they give you 4 props. There's the base 128 gigabytes, 1 battery, and 4 prop. It's an additional $50. Okay. The starter bundle, which is 64 gigabytes, is 2 batteries, 8 propellers, and a bag, an additional $80. Extreme bundle, 64 gigabytes, 3 batteries, 8 propellers, and 1 bag, $110. Starter bundle for 128 gigabytes is 2 batteries, 8 props, and a bag for $130. Extreme bundle for 128 gigabytes, 3 batteries, 8 props, and a bag for $160. I mean, these additional features that they have there, I think is fantastic for what you're getting. I think you're getting a lot of bang for the buck here. Okay, I think Hubsan really they've been very aggressive in terms of their pricing and for what you're able to get for this. Okay, mind you, this does have obstacle avoidance. I know there's been some people that said no, it's just going to beep when you come up to something and not stop. I disagree. You would not call this obstacle avoidance if it didn't stop the drone. Okay, it's going to stop the drone. So I think this is something that is very noteworthy of a drone this size. I think it's fantastic here. Okay. Now with these prices, I think these prices are great. Okay. Adding an additional $160 onto it, if you wanted to get the 128 gigabyte, you're getting three batteries, 8 props, and a bag. In addition, just adding that onto the $460. So, that's a pretty reasonable price. Even just adding, even just getting, upping it to 128 gigs. That's $50. That's worth it. I mean, look at it this way. You know, if you were to buy a good SD card and one that has the good transfer rates, okay, you're going to spend that kind of money anyway to do that. So that makes a lot of sense. Okay. And to go and to up it and to get 2 batteries, you know, that's an addition. That's only $80. I mean, that's fantastic to have. And I also always recommend that you get an extra battery. One of the downfalls to me of the Fimi X8 Mini was there were no extra batteries available at launch. The only battery you got was what came with the drone. That was it. There's nothing else that was available with this. Okay. So I think that's important. I think I think that's one thing. It's nice to be able to purchase these. And I think it makes a lot of sense. Now, you know, one thing that they do talk about here is estimated shipping date TBD. Okay. I have seen and heard a lot about, you know, that they're talking mid-June, okay, which is fantastic, okay. And the timing is right. Again, you know, here we are talking about timing of this, and I think this timing is fantastic because, you know, what you're looking at with this is you have basically June, July, August, September, in some of October, okay, because it starts, weather starts to turn in October, things start to get, you know, the leaves fall, the temperature changes, it gets windy, you know, and it's, you know, the winter's coming. And with winter, you're going to get a lot of inclement weather, and it's going to, you know, put a damper on drone flying. But you'd basically have the rest of June, July, August, September, and let's say most of October. So, you know, there's at least 4 good months in there to fly. So their timing is perfect on this. Okay. And now one of the other things is, you know, availability. And, you know, one of the things that I have to say in line with that is, you know, you can purchase this via Hubsan US, okay, or you can purchase this via Banggood. All right. Now, personally, me, I'm going with Hubsan US because I canceled when I ordered my Zino 2. I had it through Banggood. I ended up canceling it. I reordered it through Hubsan US, and that's who I eventually got it through. And the timing was incredibly much faster than through Banggood. But, you know, it is absolutely your choice. There's a link in the description if you're interested in purchasing it from Banggood. It would help support the channel. Obviously, you know, I always appreciate that, and thank you guys so much for doing that. All right. Now, one of the other things that I'd like to go over here is, all right, there was a gentleman who put out a video. He found the Hubsan Zino Mini app. Okay, and let's go ahead and share this here. And I'll drop a link in the description so you guys can go ahead and check this out. But evidently, he found this on the Apple Store. It's not. I briefly looked on Google Play on the Android store. I couldn't find it yet, but it's out there, and that indicates, you know, the time. That's another indication that you have that the timing is imminent. That this is going to be coming sooner rather than later, and I think that's important. I think that's one of the things you guys need to realize, that this isn't, you know, this isn't something you're going to be waiting months for. You're going to be waiting just a few weeks for this, okay? And with all this being said, you know, I want to let everybody know, one of the things I can tell you is that I canceled my order for the Fimi X8 Mini the other day. And the reason I did that was, you know, I'm seeing a mixed bag of reviews, okay? I saw Gorilla Man's review, all right? I saw Ryan Duvall's review. I've seen Marcus, okay? Marcus still has his gimbal issues, okay? And his gimbal ribbon cable needs to be replaced, and he can't purchase it, and it's just something you got to kind of have to live with, kind of a thing. So, you know, to me, I think it's probably, part of it's probably software. Part of it is probably, as Gorilla Man said, I think a lot of people, they're not the beta testers, they're the alpha testers. that Fimi did a very poor job of testing this. I think they just threw this out there and are letting the hobbyists and professionals alike to test this. And at this point, for me, I'm going to pass. Okay, will I revisit it? Absolutely. If the Fimi X8 Mini can get their act together, Fimi can get their act together, get these problems and issues addressed and corrected, I'll revisit purchasing that somewhere down the road. But for right now, as soon as I get my money back from where I pre-ordered it from, and that was through B&H, as soon as that money shows up in my account, I'm going to go ahead and order a Hubsan Zino Mini Pro. I'm very excited about it. I think this definitely has the potential to be the best Mini at this point in time. Of course, everything's relative, because when I say this point in time, that can change. That can change in a few months. There's probably a DJI Mini 3 on the drawing board, if not a prototype already set, that may beat this out. But for a while, the Zino Mini Pro could be the king of the hill. So we will see. I want to thank everybody for joining me for this impromptu live stream. Wasn't going to go over a lot of details. Wanted to go over those 7 points. You definitely want to look at Hubsan Care. I think that's an option you may want to pursue. You know, again, it's a lot less than having to pay for a new drone. You know, and the entry price is very reasonable for this. So you may want to explore that option. You know, the pricing on the Hubsan Zino Mini Pro, I think, is very good as well. You know, you can get a lot of good options and additional features for it, or additional, you know, having the battery and having the 128 gig and extra batteries for very reasonable prices. So definitely want to check that out. Hope everybody has a great weekend. And always, guys, it's a great day to fly. Take care. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day.